Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the grand final of today's ACL 5K. I'm Mike, joined by a Maniac, and what a series we have seen so far. Of course, for those who have been maybe living under a rock, maybe just couldn't get a chance to watch the early stages of the match, it is, or the competition thus far, it is the Faction AU taking on AVANT T1. Now, we've had 2 maps played. 3 maps played, and they have really shown quite different results, so to speak. I mean,
you could say that.
Yeah, I mean,
say that.
The hard point, more of a one-sided victory. The search and ensure was intense down to the wire. The uplink, you seemingly thought it was going one way in the first half, and the second half just completely changed momentum. And now we're in map 4. Capture the flag on Ascend. One team leads 2-1. This could be over in 10 minutes.
This grand final is really throwing a bit of everything at us.
Yes,
you had the complete one-sided victory in the hard point. You had the amazing upset and comeback in the second one. You had a whole lot of confusion in the third one. I think I'm still a little bit dazed and confused from that one. And then, of course, we're now into the CTF on Ascend. Mike, I should point out, potentially our last map of the series if the guys from the faction are able to clutch it. If not, if T1 can come back to win this one, they will be going into an S&D for the final map. And we saw just how well they played under pressure on that second map.
Yeah, and I mean, right here, you're going to be seeing Luca looking to push on forward for this flag. He's able to get that first touch on out, as well as Izze, who picks it off on the other side of the map. Now, Luke's just going to continue on forward. He's going to have players behind him anyway. He's going to change his route as well, and he's going to be moving on forward. But you do notice Izze is going to be doing the same tactic over on the other side of the map. They've been able to get those flags back to their sides of their bases. However, it's all about recovering their own flag to begin with now. So we'll see what's going to happen with that as we swap over the players. Some players playing offense, some players playing defense.
Just to circle back a little bit, I really like the routing of Luca to get over back towards his side of the map. Popey there is going to be taking a fall there. Buzzo says 9-9 as he gets dropped himself. Hysteria now taking that one, and we're still following him right now. He's going to get shots out on that flag carrier. However, Blue's there to back him up. He's going to be shut down as well. So right now, both flags still out in the hands of Luca for the faction and Issei for T1. Now we are just jumping over with Luca. He's going to be over at the back there with a flag. Now over to Hysteria. He's going to be trying to make a push up onto the base here of the guys of the faction. And you can see he jumps out. Lots of tags on one. However, the shots were a little bit shotty. You don't mind me saying. I think Mike's the minds, but we eventually saw a cap there to the guys of the faction. 1-0 after a minute and a half.
I mean, you're going to be seeing Luca get taken down in that process. 1-0, as you mentioned. Buzzing on a 3 streak at the moment. Just playing a little bit of that turtle game there, which does result in him getting killed as he just jump over to the spawn building right here. Swifty try to go for another run. He gets shut down. Flag return. Still 1-0, but Izze will pick up the flag going through this maze side. It will be him as he'll be looking for his teammates' assistance in running this flag. Now, Luca has the opposing flag, but he's going to get intercepted right between faction players and then get taken down.
Yeah, caught in the old classic pinch maneuver, Mike. He was dropped pretty fast there. We are on with Issei right now from T1. He's trying to stay alive, but as you see there, Blue picking up the 2-piece, and Issei takes a fall before being dropped himself by Hopey, trying to keep hope alive, if you will, for the guys of T1. Buzzo there takes a nap as well. Over with Swifty from the faction. He's going to try and get smack on one, but dropping low and lazy. He's going to be shot down by Issei. Blue going to get the nade kill over on Wolfie, and we're still following him as he's going to be dropped by Issei once again. So it's very back and forth right now, Mike, as both teams are on 1 point. The flag is out, though, for the guys of the faction.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be having Luca with that, trying to run that flag in. Of course, still 1-1 being the score lines. Hope he has the other flag. They're going to be playing a little bit of a risky game, running towards the same location as well. And Luca's like, you know what? I don't want to risk it too much. I want to get as far away as possible. He's going to go through the underground passage now. He's going to have 3 players there ready to contest with him. Players coming through the back as well. He predicted that perfectly, and he's trying to get these shots off to maybe try and just help him along a little bit more. The flag has been returned, of course. He's able to get the capture, making it 2-1, but a player was right behind him to pick up the flag.
But the routes from Luca, Mike. The routes from Luca, what we saw in that first 30 seconds, and again, now at the 2-minute mark. See, Swifty tried to copy and he died. That's what happens when you try to... Look, you try and copy Luca, and that's what happens. But seriously speaking, there was some great routes. He played it very smart, took his time, took a lot of patience. He was able to win that gunfight down on that bottom catwalk, and, you know, it resulted in a cap for the team. Hope's getting angry over on blue, and, you know, I would be getting angry too when you're a point down with just over a minute left, and your team is relying on you to help win this one. Otherwise, they're out. They're out of the game. They're out of the series. They're out of the tournament if they don't get this one. And of course, speaking of the guys at T1, the faction must be feeling pretty comfortable though.
They have a little bit of time left here in this one. Of course, still 50 seconds remaining in this first half and the full 5 minutes of the second half. Now, one thing actually did just came to me that is
a lot of tags.
Crucial point in this is, well, yes, one, a lot of tags. Second, the faction's game style and gameplay on Ascent capture the flag. It's always been flawless, and we've seen them throughout the day take out, 7-0 victories at a stage. Throughout this one, it's a relatively closer match than what they're normally used to. And I think that really just shows to how good AVANT are playing at the same time.
And with all that said, though, Mike, it's the faction that still have the lead. I mean, yes, you're 100% right. The faction play amazing capture the flag on Ascent, and it is credit to the guys of T1 for being able to, stick with them, so to speak. But I mean, they are a cap down. They're about to go into the second half, and as you can see there, Hope was just taking out Swifty, just waiting on that flag to get that cap. So in the last 3 seconds, getting another cap, the faction, look, they're looking too strong. They're looking too strong. They were challenged a little earlier in the day, and then after that, it's just been clean sweeps for these guys.
I mean, it really has, hasn't it? I mean, you're going to be seeing right now Swifty just going to be getting a couple of more shots on the board. So just to add insult to injury, just like, yep, I scored a cap, and I still picked off a kill by the end of it. But, I mean, will this be the final 5 minutes of this ACL 5K?
Yes.
Yes. You're going with the yes.
Well, I'm so used to just expounding upon these statements that, look, I just want to answer the TLDR version, which is yes. This is going to be the last 5 minutes. The way the faction have been playing, the way they've been playing all day, it is so consistent. The way Luke has been running, the way the whole team has come together, it's been quite amazing, And you can see here, as I say that, I'm probably going to be proven wrong, though. Wolfie and the rest of T1 just got some amazing shots. Mike, I think the prediction here should be whether what I call goes amazingly wrong every time, because I'm pretty sure it does. Whatever I say, usually the opposite. You know what? This is why I should be calling these guys from... sorry, excuse me. This is why I should be calling the guys from the faction to clean this up, because then we may be seeing a Game 5. Well,
see, that's the thing. I was wondering whether that was intentional, because I personally know, and I'm pretty sure the majority of our viewers know, that every time you call something, it goes in the opposite. So you said a direct yes. You didn't want to expand or you didn't want to give your thoughts. You said yes. So I was definitely thinking that you must be tipping AVANT then, because that's the way it always goes down. And I mean, right now we already had one cap in on the board. Wolf is going to pick up another flag as well. He might get taken down, and Luca might be running this flag. But I mean, it hasn't looked good for the faction from your end.
You'll never know my intentions, Mike. All right, seriously speaking, I am still tipping the faction to win. It was very funny, though, that we just saw a blitzkrieg from the guys of T1. The faction, they just, while we were saying this and messing around, they did get another cap on the board, and it only took them, a minute to do a return cap of from the guys of T1. They've just been playing too good. Luca's been playing out of his mind. It's quite funny, the fact that he's got the negative KD going on, because his slave's been amazing, but more so his OBJ is running in their aggressive style and how they run. I've just been loving it. It's been a pleasure to cast over. And Mike, I'm going to stick with my very resounding yes that the faction should be able to win this one.
3 minutes still on the clock, though. This could determine everything. Wolfie's going to be going for a run here over on those main steps. He will get taken out. The flag has been returned. That time is really ticking on down. And I mean, I'm looking at the clock. I'm getting nervous for the team of AVANT, because I know that they've worked hard all day to get to this stage. They want to at least go down. They don't want to go down at all, but if they had to, they want to go down to map 5, round 11, all the way down to that end stage of this game. And I mean, being knocked out in map 4, I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, you played 4/5 of the entire competition thus far, but I mean, still looking at that. Luke, you're going to pick up the flag and maybe crush my hopes and dreams for map 5.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, I think we're all hoping for that, and the viewers as well. The guys at the faction might think otherwise, though, as they're trying to make a run, and Hopi trying to do the Luca route, just do the old bit of a sneaky there from under the cap. Well, he's trying to be even more sneaky, might I add. He's going to be trying to dive in. However, his flag is out. I bet you he's missing that right now. It's going to be Luca on the other side of the map who's holding that one down. Nice nades. Great stun there on Blue. But Blue's going to be able to get away by the skin of his teeth. It's going to be a player around the corner. Wolfie shuts that one down. Both flags still out, Mike. So under 2 minutes left, and we're still stuck in this stalemate. But Wolfie with the big smackdown really there to take that one. And Luca, oh, look at that, in response, gets 2 kills and then was still holding down the flag for his team. And then he's just going to be going in there, waiting on the flag, and look, just like that, Mike. 5-2, 3 cap advantage to the faction. And look, Luca is just driving it home after that 2-piece as well. Luca just there, he put it into Call of Duty exactly what I'm thinking right now. The faction, credit to them, playing amazing all day, and it looks like they'll be taking out this grand final. I
mean, there's still a minute 15 left, so I wouldn't rule out just anyone right about now, but Ize will get the return of the flag, and I thought he was going to go soaring to the bottom of the map, but he knew what he was doing.
I thought he was done.
He knew what he was doing, and I mean, his team's going to try and run this flag. That's 3 players down as well. The last remaining player is Luca, who's going to be on the other side of the map with their flag in hand. So they need to cross paths eventually right now, as the flag will be returned, ironically enough, from Luca, who was captured, who was trying to run in their flag at the same time. So 5-2, still the scoreline, 43 seconds remaining. So it turns out that you might have been right in one thing, but I do want to factor in my good fortune in this argument, saying that I originally stated they were pretty good at descent capture the flag, so that might have just shaped the outcome of this match from then.
Look, if you're saying who's more of a Grand Wizard between us, sure, I'll call you the Grand Wizard. But, I mean, look, if anyone's a Grand Wizard, it should be these guys of the faction. They've played out of their skids, whatever kind of analogy you want to make up. They've just been playing some great Call of Duty, and they've been showing it throughout this entire ACL 5K, and it is with pleasure that I can announce that these guys have won the grand final up against AVANT T1 in a 3-1 fashion of our grand final. Loving life right now. These guys are going to be picking up 5,000 MLG Pro Points, which will do amazing things for them. I mean, they can't, or a few of these players can't qualify for Brisbane due to those M15 plus rules that were implemented. By the way, for those of you playing at home, they are being reviewed, not for Brisbane, that's locked in, but for future events, they're being reviewed. No promises. I've got to be really careful with what I say here. No promises, but we are reviewing these rules for future events. However, back into this action here. 5-2 was your final score in that CTF Ascend, Mike. I mean, I'm pumped. I'm buzzing after seeing that grand final. Tell me, what are your feelings on that series?
I feel that the faction held control of that game. They might have let a couple of parts slip, but they were able to, still walk away with those victories. They were pretty confident. Now, with that being said, they had a couple of flaws to be worked on as well. That AVANT did capitalize on. That AVANT did able to put on a show on. And I mean, you look at Wolfie as well. 32 kills from that capture the flag as well. He was going off. He was the highest kill scorer by a mile in that game at the same time. So I mean, they just needed to go back to the drawing board, just focus on some prep. As you mentioned, ACL Brisbane's right around the corner. They just got to work on things for that event coming up, because that's the important one. May 30th and 31st. They're competing. They both of them will various lineup changes for one, and AVANT T1 on the other. But those players, most of them will be playing there, and they just got to focus on what they're doing, AVANT, and hopefully have a good event there.
Yeah, and for all the action, make sure you get all the details from our website, aclpro.com.au, and the hashtag for Brisbane is ACLBriz. So all of these points will be contributing towards seeding for that event. As Mike mentioned, a lot of these players will be seen there, and over half of the registrations have already been filled for both Call of Duty and Halo. So make sure you are on that, guys, if you aren't already. 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks until the competition will start at ACL Brisbane. I'm excited. I know you're excited,
Definitely.
Mike. Both of us will be bringing you the action from that event. So make sure you got all that information. Once again, it's aclpro.com.au. May 30th and 31st is going to be some amazing Call of Duty action. However, to wrap things up here for this ACL 5K, we had the guys from the faction take out a convincing victory here, 3-1 in the series up against AVANT T1, 5-2 in that final CTF. It was just an amazing series. So that's going to be wrapping things up for us, guys. I'm in Maniac. I've been joined by Mikeser and Vector. We'll be catching you guys next time.